Hi, my name's Kylie Fremantle. I'm a doctor of Chinese medicine, and today what I want to do is talk to you about the concept of qi. So in a clinical setting, we're often asked, what is qi? And it's a very difficult concept to necessarily give that level of information within the time frame that we're allowed to basically give what we can in terms of the understanding of qi and how it applies to our health in Chinese medicine. So what I want to do is create a couple of videos to help explain to people, give them a little bit more insight and understanding of what qi is. So in terms of what qi is, it basically comes down to qi is everything. And you've probably heard that explained, and it sounds very vague and airy-fairy. But basically what it is that qi does make up everything, just in the way that molecules make up products around us, trees, myself. Atoms then make up the molecules. But what makes up the atoms? And you might say, well, neutrons, protons and electrons. That's correct. But then what gives them the force that actually gets the electrons to move, the ability of them to bind to each other to create molecules? And this is the part that we call qi. So in terms of how that relates to us in Chinese medicine, what we want to know is how does qi work? Because obviously the qi that makes up a rock is very different to the qi that makes us up as an individual. And so we do see different parts of this qi within our systems at different times being very important and sometimes lacking in some areas. And so this is when we see a problem with health. What is going on with the qi? So to first understand where the problem is, we actually want to understand what qi is. And so where do we get it? Where does it come from? How do we enhance it? How do we help it along? And so what we need to look at is firstly, where does it come from? And so obviously what we inherit from our parents. So what comes in DNA that what's been passed on from our parents is a very important part of what qi is within our bodies. And so we're looking at basically what we call jing makes up part of the qi within the body. So the other part that we also need to look at in terms of where qi comes from in Chinese medicine is that it comes from what we also put into our bodies. This includes food, it includes water, the air that we breathe, but also there's other things that can contribute to the qi within our body. And it's things like sunshine, our emotional states, the love that we get from others, what types of, chemicals are within our environment. They all contribute to what's going on within our qi. So what we need to do is to have a look at all of those things. How does the environment affect you? How does your emotional state affect you? And also, how does your diet and what you're putting out affect you as well? So qi is quite a vast idea and quite a large concept. But I'm going to go through a couple of ideas of how qi relates to us in health through a series of videos. So I hope you enjoy, and please let us know if there's any further information that you'd like. We'd love to create more videos that help you understand how Chinese medicine works and how it applies to you.